Complicated since the dawn of the play-in tournament, but here's how it looks as things stand. OKC and Denver awaiting their first round opponents. Kings and Warriors finished with the same record. They were 2-2 in the regular season. Only their division record gets Sacramento the home game, and on paper that sounds great, except for, remember, Game 7 in the first round series last year where Golden State came in and beat the Kings. What, if anything, is different right now?
I think what's different right now is the injuries from Sacramento. Malik Monk was fantastic. I think if Malik Monk was playing and Kevin Huerter, I get the edge of maybe Sacramento because they're at home. But the way the Warriors have gotten healthy, Wiggins, Trace Jackson Davis, the way he's playing, they're young guys. And Clay is starting to get a rhythm.
7-8 game. It'll be the Pelicans on their home floor in a rematch against the Lakers, who beat them on Sunday. And if you're a Pelicans fan, they had a chance to get out of the play-in and into the 6th seed. We're never really in the game against the Lakers, and that's got to be alarming.
As a Pelicans fan, I'm concerned, Smitty, that we took care of our business in front of our fans, excitement, we get a couple more days rest. Now we got to deal with this animal, the L train coming down the lane, and we'll never question LeBron James for one game. I know AD got banged up a little bit smear at the end, but as long as LeBron James is bringing what he brings to the table with his teammates, I'm a little concerned.
How dangerous is this Laker team? Play-in, play-off, whatever. We saw them go from the play-in to the Western Conference Finals last year. Are they capable of that same kind of run?
We saw them win the in-season tournament.
Yeah.
You know, defensively, we saw them all together. We see guys as spots. I think right now it comes down to how much they can lock in and how many minutes can Anthony Davis stay on the floor for them.
Suns and the Wolves also played on Sunday and will match up in a first-round playoff series. Phoenix is a better team at the end. That's the way it's supposed to be designed, and they were much better against the Timberwolves, sweeping the season series.
It's weird. They haven't been good in fourth quarters.
Well, the worst in the league.
Which is weird to me. And with veterans and guys that can score, when they're on, they're one of the best. But can they win ugly games?
Yeah.
I want to see if they can just grind one out by just making plays, tip plays, deflections, all the little things that won't show up in the box score.
I feel like the last month of the season, defensively, we've really figured it out, and I think we've actually been a better defensive team than offensive team here closing out the season. So I feel like that puts us in a dangerous position.
When the Lakers won the championship in the bubble, Frank Vogel was supposed to be the mastermind defensively, right? How do you get your 3 stars to buy into the defensive end and get the rest of the team to follow suit?
Overall, this is going to be one of the most intriguing matchups, I think, in the first round.
And on the flip side, Cat, you got back for the last game. You showed us you there. Was it enough to get your chemistry and rhythm back like you were showing us before you got hurt?
All right, the 4-5 matchup is always a fascinating one. There have been times this season where I felt like the LA Clippers could win the West. They've got so many ingredients there, but they're up against a Dallas team that before losing the final 2 games of the season when it didn't mean anything, had won 16 of 18.
Reason why Luka and Kyrie on the same page. And then they also made an unbelievable trade with Gafford and P.J. Washington. And the way Lively was playing before he got hurt. So they have guys now that they get points in the paint. Just not post-ups, it's just lobs. But then they have 2 guys that can really close, and they're going to draw a double team, both of them.
Clipper fans, I'm a little nervous. Banged up all season long. You had a stretch there where everyone was believing in you. Russell Westbrook, made the biggest sacrifice coming off the bench. His energy comes back from the injury early to kind of get the game going and get the team going. But I'm concerned, I'm not going to lie. I don't see that same fire we saw when they were rolling.
It's interesting. And, James Harden had a very hit-and-miss postseason last year. And when he missed big.
Badly.
How much is riding on him?
I think big time, Matt, because Smitty, you know this. He's at that point in his career. He's been around. You are the system. But now you have to prove that you're willing to buy into what Ty Lue's selling, because he's been there with LeBron and other great names. You're going to be a part of that list.
Guys, there's an argument to be made that the Nuggets, with everything they've already done, and I know it's a huge home court advantage, but, because they've been through it, they've won a championship, I don't think they're sweating playing on somebody else's court necessarily.
No, they're not. And we always talk about matchups. Well, they're a matchup problem last time I checked. So the only question I think we've all had since the All-Star break is Peyton Watson, is Brown, is that bench ready for more responsibility because Bruce Brown and Jeff Green. Outside of that, Smitty, I don't see no other worries about Denver.
OKC has made another leap, 6th team in NBA history to improve by 15 wins or more in back-to-back years. That is so hard to do. So the experience factor, they have very little of it. The least of the 20 teams that'll be at least in the play-in. How big of a deal is that in a full series?
No one's has said, to my knowledge, this entire season, SGA needs a sidekick. He needs another all-star.
Right.
Usually we have these guys, we're like, hey, he needs to have somebody else play with him. He needs another guy. I don't think any of us have said SGA needs all-star. Who can they get to take them to the next level? We like what we see.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I think us being young, having a lot of legs, I think we can use our inexperience to help us, not knowing what it's going to be, so we'll just play free. We have a lot to look forward to, and we're all excited.
Who do you think will be the surprise team to make a deep run in the playoffs, Renee?
You should be surprised anybody that makes it in the West because it's that tight of a race. It could be Dallas. I didn't know whether to pick Dallas, who could make a deep run. But the reason I'm taking the Minnesota Timberwolves is because of that man right there, Anthony Edwards, who I think that if he plays the way he's capable, they getting Cat back, which moves Naz Reid back to the bench, which is scoring power off the bench. You have Rudy Gobert, who holds it down defensively in the paint. That's a full, complete team.
Look, I'm going to say the pass for this reason. He's that guy coming back today, Brandon Ingram, and that man right there. Think about this, people. He's in the best shape that he's been in since he's been in the NBA. He's not hurt going into the playoffs for the first.
For the second time in 3 days, all 30 NBA teams on the court. We have a great slate of matinee matchups. Let's see what's on the line. For the first time in NBA history,
yes,
3 teams enter the final day of the regular season, tied for first place in their conference, OKC, Minnesota, and Denver. In the East, second place up for grabs between the Knicks, Bucks, and the Cavs.
I think we're in the right place where we need to be going into the playoffs. I'd say that.
So much at stake for the Magic and the Bucks. 8-0 Magic run. Steal. Anthony. He's ahead of the pack. Look at that one. Left-handed throwdown. That's enough, says Doc Rivers. 20-point Magic lead. And Orlando got it done.
We looked at this as a do-or-die game. Most guys haven't been in the playoffs, so I think it means a lot to everybody.
Playoff madness is coming. The Magic is back.
And what does matter, Bucks fans, for the number 2 seed, we need the Knicks to lose this game here to the Bulls.
Knicks down by 2. Brunson got to his strong hand. Jalen Brunson knocks the game and will play 5 more minutes. Brunson probing. Got through on the crossover. Achua. Will the Knicks hang on to second place with a win? DeRozan trying to change the script. Stares down Achua. DeRozan misses. Brunson with the rebound. The New York Knicks with the victory will secure the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference.
The Los Angeles Lakers can finish with the 8th seed. These 2 teams could play here in just a couple nights in the play-in tournament. As James misses, gets his own miss and scores as that, with that last rebound, his 112th career triple-double. As he was today, he may have to do more if Anthony Davis is not available. Anthony Davis was holding his back, and the Lakers will be back here, take on the Pelicans in the play-in tournament.
Western Conference standings as tight as they could be. 3 teams, exact same records. Oklahoma City, Minnesota, Denver, all tightly bunched.
T.G. Jackson is shaking and baking. And Porter blocks his shot. Enough of that. Gordon's got it. Gordon to Porter. Back to Gordon. He puts it away. So a big win for the Denver Nuggets. We are told the Suns are up by 21 with 18 seconds. If they can hang on, then the Nuggets are going to finish in second place in the Western Conference.
And now we have a scuffle here near the Timberwolves bench. This is a potential playoff preview, ladies and gentlemen, and the animosity building here in game number 82.
Man, Ant and Beal are going at it, man. There's a lot of smack talk coming out of Bradley Beal's mouth. Directed at the wrong guy.
Suns had a $133 in the first meeting. 125 here in the final meeting. Handshakes and hand pounds. And I'll see you in a week. Let the games begin.
By the end of the day, dust will settle. We'll know where we're seated, and we'll just play it from there.
Shea got tripped up, flips it up, and is back to the
Hill is going to have a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play. And the Thunder can now finally set their sights on the playoffs for the first time since 2020.
And the #1 overall seed in the Western Conference.
How much are you looking forward to Game 1 next weekend in this building?
Yeah, I can't wait. Just happy to bring the fans back to the playoffs.
How does the